Okay, we're going to do the Abus Magtec. So this is a 6-pin lock with a magnetic element in the bottom of the key. We'll see a little bit more how that works when we get this thing open. The interesting part of these is how they come apart, so there's no obvious way of getting these two apart, but you actually take the retaining screw and then rotate the spine 90 degrees like that, and then it just slides apart, which it took me a little while to figure that out. I had to find a video from Abus on how to do it, so yeah, now there are 2 videos showing how it's done. We're going to pick this twice, mostly because I want you to see how the full set for the magnetic element works. So we'll pick it without doing anything with the magnet, and then we're going to use this little janky tool that I made just to get a magnet in the bottom of the keyway. Like pushing a magnet down there when it's in a false set is kind of difficult, because there's some key control pins that poke up from the bottom of the keyway, and they attract magnetic things, and that makes it fairly hard to get anything down the keyway. So why struggle when we can just 3D print a tool with a magnet in the end? So I'm using my usual Moki. This is a flat hook, just a short hook. And then this is a Moki turning tool as well. I really like these. They fit in a lot of places, and they're just enough length on them so you can use them for foot picking and stuff as well. So yeah, enjoying using these at the minute. There we go. Lost my train of thought there. Never mind. So that's the false set when you hit the magnetic element. So this won't turn anymore because we're on the magnet. You can just kind of see maybe the key control pins are now pushed up into the bottom of the keyway there. So let's try it again. We're going to get this tool in first. I say tool, it's a piece of plastic and some super glue kits with just a slot for those key control pins. Yeah, calling it a tool is generous, but whatever. So we just jam it in there, and I've just marked the depth on there that it roughly needs to be. Yeah, it's just literally marked it by putting it against the key and drawing a Sharpie line, but once you're past these key control elements, then you could always adjust that if needed. So let's have another go. We shouldn't see that false set this time, so we're going to use slightly heavier tension, just having this piece of essentially a spring, right? Poking on the bottom of the pick as you go it does muddle the feedback a little bit, so we'll use slightly harder tension to do the picking. There we go. That tool is clearly in the wrong place because we have not done the magnet, so let's just pull that out a little bit. Should be somewhere around there, unless I broke my tool. There's a good chance I broke this. We'll have a look. Did I break it? I hope I didn't break it. Maybe I broke it. Come on. There we go. Slightly in the wrong place, but you can kind of see how when we get that magnet in the right place, the lock will open. So that is now, we could go around and that will be open now. So let's lock it back up. We'll get this gutted. So first of all, get the magnet out. Just pull it out the back. Let's get our tray. A shim. When in doubt, use a shim. I've not gutted this before, so the last thing we want to do is have a gutting mishap. Pop the C-clip off. The C-clip compared to the one that was on the Ever lock that we did a couple of days ago is much nicer to get off. I'd much rather have an easy to remove C-clip. Right, get the key in there, and a shim. What else do we need here? Do we need a bigger follower? We do need a bigger follower. Let's get a bigger follower. Hopefully this one fits. There's a hollow end, so that would be nice if it goes over there. Of course it doesn't go over there. Well, let's just chance it. What's the worst that can happen? Gutting disaster, why not? Oh, that's tight. That is tight in there. Okay. Well, we'll fix that later. So here's the key control and that magnetic part. That's held in place by the key, so we are going to leave the key in there to prevent any kind of magnetic element disaster. That's some key control bits falling out. We don't really need to worry about those. Stop dumping out these key pins. Let's line those up, so it's just 6 standard, if I don't lose them, 6 standard key pins. Let's get our last couple of bits of key control out. They'll come out when they're ready. So there's a whole other row for key control there, like loads of key control options on this one. So that's, you see now that piece is pulled down by the key. And when I take that out, it is no longer held down. So I'm going to grab a thinner pair of tweezers. One moment. Try and remember to open the Velcro away from the microphone and the camera. Not that we worry too much about production quality, but yeah, for those of you on headphones, we'll do that without ripping the Velcro by the mic. And then that's, see that, it's just a tiny little spring-loaded element. So I'll put that one over there and try not to lose the spring. And then these are just the 4 key control little passives that sit in there. So that's what causes the problems with the tooling in the keyway. And then this is very slightly overmilled, like it's slightly flat, but other than that, it's kind of interesting. It's a split core, so it's been made in, looks like it's been made in 2 pieces. So it's got a split running all the way down, which it's actually labelled right and left, so yeah, fairly interesting. Oh, that is jammed in there tight. I'm going to have to make another follower for this. So pin 1 is a standard, pin 2 a spool, pin 3 a standard, 4 another spool, 5 is, it's almost a barrel. I'll take a closer look at that one in a minute. Let's just get pin 6. It's going to jettison itself, but that's okay. pin 6, another one of those little barrels, and then we'll dump the springs out as well. Fairly short springs in there. There we go. I'll show you these pins in a little bit more detail in a minute. Yeah, there's not much else going on in there. So that, if we put this core in minus the magnetic element, you can kind of see where it would interact. So that's the chamber for the magnetic there. It's going to sit just in these sort of grooves here. I'll try to show you that in a bit more detail. So it's going to sit in there, so that's why you get this really deep false set. It just hits this edge or this edge, and then it can't go any further. Other than that, a fairly standard lock. And then we've got like this left and right split core, which is fairly interesting. I'm using my followers. And then there's the pins. So we've got a couple of these little like barrel type, just need a little extra nudge to get them over that lip. A couple of spools and a couple of standards. And then the key. You can see where I bought this one from if anyone wants to order another one. 6 pins with the magnetic element and the 4 key control. So yeah, there we go.